Hi, Elisa. How you doing? Okay, so I got you here queued up, and I opened this in I opened this in sorry, I opened this in Acrobat so that I could do exactly this. Back off a little bit so we can get a look at the work from a little bit farther away. Okay, so this is looking really great. This is an awesome piece, and I'm very proud of it, and I think you should be too. Um, I think a couple of things that we can do for some really vast improvements, and I'm going to suggest those, and let's see if you have time or see where you take these. Okay, the first thing I want to mention is that you're having an issue with negative space here, and I think the reason why is because you don't really have a set solemn grid per se. I know that you're thinking, yes, I do. I've got a 3-column grid. 1, 2, 3. But you've got this lined up and everything lined up. But you have these things here that hang over the edge that create this ambiguous white space over here. And then this is hanging over the edge too. So if I just want you to see something. If we really back off, okay, pretend this is a scale and this is the little fulcrum right here. Okay. Now, which side is the scale going to lean to? Well, it's going to lean to this side over here because it's heavier visually. So that's what we call an imbalance in the composition. So you want to pay attention to that. You want to try to even that out. I don't think you need this second image in here. Is that part of the requirements? I don't remember, but I don't think you need that second image in there. The next thing I want to mention is that I really, really think it's going to be a good idea to use a brown on this background, brown ink instead of black. And I would also do a duotone on this. That's Duotone. It's very simple. Look it up in Photoshop. It's pretty simple, but I think it'll go very, very well with the composition as well as with the time frame and the background. Speaking of the background, this is, I mean, I thought it was great before, and it is. I love the concept. Let's move back a little bit and see how visually heavy those wrinkles are and those wrinkles are. My suggestion is that we can somehow create a background that just looks like this distressed outer edge, and then where the inside is cleaner, but without the creases, I guess is what I'm saying. I know maybe that I suggest using those before, but it's just this particular background is super heavy. I would not use italic in all of these little timeline slots because it's too difficult to read. I know this is going to be hard to print out because of the size, but if you have a chance, do so you can actually see the size of the type as it actually is live in person. So another suggestion here is to really form a grid, a solid grid, draw it out. You know that you have, and you don't want to hear anything more about the grid. I know that. Think of something to do. Maybe bring the composition in a little bit and try to grid it out to the edge here. So timeline is going to end up being smaller. But I think it'll be easier to make this a 4-column grid, maybe to fit that. I don't know, experiment. I'm just throwing out ideas. Definitely go with the brown ink, duotone. No italic there. Type-wise, let's take a good close look at your type, okay? So we have looking good. You've got a space between the paragraphs. That's good. Marie looks like it's kerned very well. Okay, and then the type itself is pretty good, except the rags. Now your rags are going short, long, short, short, long, short. Okay, and this one goes long, longer, longer, short, longer even, shorter, and then, okay, so what you want your rags to do is this. Go long, short, long, short, long, short, with no great variances like long, short, long, short. It would just be like this. Try to ladder it like that, zigzag, instead of getting these patterns. You don't want these patterns in your rags. This one looks pretty good. See how it goes long, short, long, short? That's pretty good. Okay, the next thing is I think that meaning-wise, this Marie Curie discovered of radium and polonium. I don't know. Do we want to say something about being a laureate because you have this year highlighted here? Other than that, I think this is a really, really a great piece. I would almost want to see something more interesting done with the type. Take a look at the examples. And your type is still pretty big. I mean, you can, yeah, I mean, as you back off like this, you really see that we need some negative space down here. Maybe if we bring this down, move this out, bring this down, and create 4 columns of type. I don't know, your call. Anyway, I just want to say great job. I've really, really enjoyed watching this piece come together. It was fun piece. Good job. Thanks.